Okay, we're gonna. I'm a photographer, a black and white photographer, and one of the reasons why I bought this was photo editing and photo presentation. Well, one good app I found. I have all the Adobe suite, touch suite of apps: Debut, Ideas, Proto, and Photoshop Touch. They kind of suck, actually, because if you look, I mean, Photoshop Touch, you know, it's Photoshop, but for some odd reason, the guys just wanted crippled pictures. So if you ever take a picture from a DSLR, and this was not from a DSLR, it was from a point and shoot, but it's still kind of a big resolution, higher resolution image of, I believe, 12 megapixels. And the thing is crippled. Let's see. It's actually highly crippled, and it's a shame because I kind of bought the tablet for this app, and after I did it, I realized that Photoshop automatically cripples your picture. So what happens is it downsizes it from whatever it was to, I don't know, I believe 1,000 something pixels. And it's a shame. It's a shame because you got some cool effects there, and one of my favorites is the curves. You know, and a lot of you can add your points on your curves, which is pretty impressive, but it's useless. The reason is, it's kind of a toy. Why? It's a small image, so you can't do anything serious with it, even if you wanted to. So that's why I didn't even bother with it, because if you're gonna cripple my images to a puny 1,000 pixel, I mean, what am I gonna do with it? It's a toy. It's a toy, and it's actually a waste of $10. Adobe Proto is pretty cool. It's basically for web designers. It's gonna create for you like div tags and all these things, so like a framework for web design projects. Adobe Ideas is basically a vector application. I think it's stiff. I don't really like it. The more useful one is Adobe Debut, and well, right now I don't have my photography stuff on it, but I have some design stuff. It's basically a presentation app. So you're gonna select your stuff, and what is cool is that you don't need to save as a JPEG and then transfer to your device. You just bring the PSD. So what's good is that if you add many layers, you can actually choose which layers to show, and you can annotate stuff on it. So if client says likes that, you know, you just put it there and go back, you know, and go back to presentation and like, okay, sir, here you go. Here's another one. So this is pretty useful. Just make sure, because I designed this for another screen, I'll just have to redo those at the same resolution so that they can be crisp. But this is pretty useful, especially for presentation of your photography, your graphic design, whatever it is. And what I would do is, actually, if I were to have, let's say, same-day slideshow, is I don't even need like a specialized slideshow software. I would just press play here and run to the gallery application, and it will do it for me. And what's good is that as a presentation, I think it's even slicker if you if you use the tablet. I think it's just, you know, wowzers, it's a tablet, it's just a screen, something like that. Here is the big mama for me. Well, actually, there's a couple. First of all, it's Solid Explorer. This is a beautiful, killer file explorer. You have two planes here. You can copy your files. So if I had my SD card, I would actually have my SD card there. I would just go there, copy it to the tablet. Quick note is that the SD card is on the keyboard. So if you want to use the tablet, select your pictures here, transfer to the tablet, and do whatever you want on the tablet. Because as soon as you pull it out, it's gonna unmount the SD card. So this is mighty useful for transferring files and stuff like that. But here is my Photoshop on this. It's called Photo Editor. You can take a picture from the camera. I think the file browser is kind of stupid because there's no file preview, but you can get that from the gallery. Oh, sorry. When you select the gallery, you can either go to the gallery, but I set it up to open Solid Explorer. And oh, by the way, Solid Explorer you can link to FTP. It can open FTP addresses. It can open SMB servers. I have a server right here, and it recognizes it really fast. You can actually make the phone become an FTP server. So whatever files you have on a phone, you set up your FTP, and you can basically go on a computer, type in your IP address, and because of Solid Explorer, it will become an FTP server. Jump, device, SD card. And let's go to a picture I took. Let's say this. See, it's 3.75 megabytes. So this is a higher resolution image. I'm pretty sure it can handle 10 megabyte photographs or 20. I'm pretty confident of this. Curves. So this has curves. Anything that has curves is basically what I really want. And why this application is a godsend is simply because it does not cripple your files. There's an untold thing about Android applications, especially photography related, is that they cripple your images. This application does not cripple your image. So this right here is a full resolution image. I don't have any quote unquote bigger camera files there, but I did try on 12 megapixel camera. I'm sure it can handle 16 really well because it is a pretty powerful phone. So here you have it, and you can hit save. You can save it to gallery or overwrite, and it is not going to cripple your file. That has to be underlined because that's what you want as a photographer. If you intend to do something serious, well, you don't want the thing to cripple your file. This program doesn't. There's another little photo app. If you look at my blog here, these photographs were taken with a little program called Little Photo. The real bummer is it also cripples your pictures. I mean, crippled your already small camera picture and makes it smaller. But I think it's a price you have to pay for some cool black and white effects. I don't know, but the phone itself can do some pretty nice black and white on its own. but little photo just allows you to apply the effect really quickly. So here you have it. You know, it's a great device. I'm using it for my photography. You know, you can put a hard drive on it. So you have your SD cards, you have it there. You have two USB ports. So you just plug in your hard drive, you know, with the help of Solid Explorer. Just imagine with me a situation. You are somewhere in South America. Okay, you then bring your laptop. This is your laptop. You plug in your SD card, okay, and this is 32 gigabytes plus 16 SD card. So it's 40. It was a lot of space back then, but now, especially for photography, it's not gonna cut it. So what you do is you're actually gonna plug in your first hard drive, put your SD card there, dump it on the, well, not dump it, but copy it to the first hard drive, pull it out, pick up your second backup hard drive, drop the SD card there, okay? And then when you're done for your original backup, you can put your first one again, and then you can edit it with photo editor, and then you can save it, and then you can have a same day slideshow for, well, same day or same week, whatever slideshow for whoever, you know, a family or a potential contact. You're like, hey, I took this 2 days ago, and look at it, you know, and you do your little presentation thing. But this is great. The screen itself is beautiful. So it is, you know, it's a high quality screen. So when you present it, you're gonna look good. And if your photographs look good, well, you know, it's a deal for me. Personally, this thing has been great. I've used it for gaming, for photography. When I say photography, not for phone photography, but for photography editing, photography blogging, anything related to photography, I've done it here, and it's been great. Especially the two USBs. Wow, I mean, you can put your first hard drive here and have a mouse on the second one, and I do have a mouse for it. So it's been great. I totally recommend this for photographers, because as soon as you're done with your big editing, you can save a copy of whatever you have on the phone's memory, and then you pull it out, and you have your portfolio with you always. You know, it's not like you have your portfolio. Imagine you had a portfolio and you updated a couple of images. Okay, you got to transfer from your computer to your phone to your tablet, if you have one, to your laptop. Now in this case, you just do it once. You have it on a laptop, you have it on your tablet, and you have it on your phone. It is actually very, very good in practice, and it's just always with you. And it's a super blessing to have all of this power and having a small version of it in your pocket. So I highly recommend this to photographers.